Ladies and gentlemen. Well, I thought that sounded cool, starting it like that. Okay, disclaimer before we begin, guys, right? The same universal, divine creator of all things that you talk to in your head is the same one I talk to in my head. That's a disclaimer, okay? Because today, right, I got the picture, the little GIF right here of the basic instructions before leaving Earth. But ladies and gentlemen, the universal God, the divine creator of all things, there's universal laws that are inside the book, and there's some that aren't. One of them is the law of polarity. If there's left, there has to be right. If there's up, there has to be down. And if there's basic, there must be advanced. Now, let's just move on for a little bit, because it seems like no one knows the history of when Abraham hit the scene. The Abrahamic faith started in the year 1800 BC, give or take. The unification of Egypt started at 4000 or 3500 BC. And then before that, they were separated. So there's a vast amount of understanding of what the hell is going on here. Now, in all of the religious faith, they say this: there is a deceiver amongst you. And absolutely right. Absolutely right. There is a deceiver amongst you. And what's crazy is some people don't even think that they're deceived right now. Like, you're not even giving the negative ones any credit at all. You might not know that you're deceived. Before we begin the title of my lecture here, what I have on the screen is what we call mythology. And what mythology means is that these two people weren't real, right? They were just stories to tell aspects about yourself. Let's look at Mithra really quick. He was born of a virgin on December 25th. He was considered a great traveling teacher and a master. He had 12 disciples and performed miracles. He was called the Good Shepherd, the Way, the Truth, and the Light, the Redeemer, the Savior, and the Messiah. He was identified with both the lion and the lamb. His sacred day was Sunday. Now, guess what, guys? On top of the screen here, that says mythology. That means that these people aren't real. So, I wanted to ask you, do you know what you're reading is mythology? Because, you're not just supposed to read the Bible. You're supposed to decipher it. Okay? Now, we're going to go into my topic here. And my topic here is, where do you come from? Now, some people think that you come from, how nice. Yeah, like, right? And people that would say this, you're right. No one can say that you're wrong. Some people would say, I came through my daddy's dingleberries and then ended up into the portal over here. And guess what? You would be right. But my question is, where, guys, did you guys come from? You just miraculously appeared? Or were you in heaven looking down to pick your parents and then this happened? You fell down here. Follow me? You fell down here and then went through your daddy's dingleberries and then ended up in your mother's portal, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to deal with universal law of polarity, I had to get slapped in my head with some common sense by my man, Bro Sanchez, right? So, the law of polarity, so if there's fallen, guys, if there's fallen, then guess what? There has to be rising. So we have fallen angels, which is you, my friends, and then we have rising devils that have apparently took positions of high places. Where have you heard of that before? Yeah. Now, let me introduce you to a chosen individual. This chosen individual here by the name of Dick Gregory, if you don't know him, right? I've got a video of something that he said. He goes back to the civil rights, right? He was the first black comedian in the white tee establishments, right? He was doing all of that. And he said this that really hit home. This is what he said. He said, "You came here pure, and you must return back pure." I'm going to repeat that again, because this chosen individual here, some of the brothers would say, "Oh, no, man, he was boule. He was this. He joined the order." Well, guess what? Let's say if he did join the order. He's the only person that walked around with no security while he dropped truth bomb after bomb after bomb. So my question to all of my brothers out there who's questioning my man Dick Gregory through that whole time, who was protecting this man that required no security? And he said, "You left here pure, and you got to return back pure." Now, if you don't, this is what's going to happen. So if you have these hang-ups, ladies and gentlemen, you have these hang-ups here. You've got these 7 deadly sins. You got this greed. You got this envy. You got whatever hang-up you got. Guess what happens? You're going to come back and have to redo this thing again, right? And if you don't think that I'm right, he's the one that told you. There's a big club, and I can guarantee you the club wants you to come back. The club doesn't want you to know the 7 heavenly virtues. The club doesn't want you to know that you have to return back pure. The club don't want you to know. They need you to keep recycling so you don't pass the class called Life 101. And it's real simple. Because it's real simple. Because this is not the first time you're here, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. No, it's not. It's not at all. And I will be showing that on another advanced lecture. But as the chosen one has told you, in order to go back home, you left here pure, and you've got to return back pure. And never forget, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue our walk of life, where you get to choose whatever you feel is right and whatever you feel is wrong. Remember, there is a deceiver amongst you that would want you to always come back and be stuck here in a box. And don't forget what he said. It's a club, man. And this club has more access and more knowledge about your whole soul and everything. And if you think, ladies and gentlemen, that club wanted you to know about everything, we wouldn't have this book available to us. I bet your bottom dollar on that. Yes, sir. Do you know that you're being deceived? Do you know that there's a big club? And why would the big club give you this book? If it was to empower you, please don't take these elites and the deceiving one lightly. Well, anyway, this is the advanced course. This is just part 1. This is my first one. I'm starting off first. I will be bringing more people to the forefront. The ones that are alive and the ones that are not. All right? It's your boy.